Hello, I'm Craig GB, and this is Elite Dangerous. I've been playing this game for a little bit now. I've actually started getting into the real-time play of the game. As you can see, if you've seen some of my past videos, they were on the beta edition of the game. A few enhancements since they've gone now to the Gamma edition. You can see they've actually got splash screens and things like that going on. And so we're going to do a bit of a special run today. I'm at a situation where I thought I would do the Tour de Sol, shall we say. I managed, as you can see here by the load screen, yes, I've traded in my Sidewinder and am cruising around in a hauler at the moment. I've got a bit of trade happening, sorted out a few bits and pieces, got to get to know the game a bit better. We'll just wait for it to load up. And yes, I made my way to the solar system. Yes, that is the solar system that is ours, containing Earth and all of those wonderful planets that we know so well. As you can see down in the bottom corner, we're at Li King Jiao, however you pronounce that, Federation Solar System. So I thought we'd just do a bit of a cruise around. So I'm just going to launch from here, and we shall go for a flyby and check out our local solar system that we all originate from. This station here, I believe, is based on Earth, around the moon itself, so we're going to go, we will be seeing Earth pretty much straight away, but I thought we will head towards Mercury and then fly out from there. A few other notes since my last videos that I made. For those who've seen the videos, I've done a few upgrades along the way. I've got to know the game a bit better, but I've also gone and got myself a joystick. Therefore, my controls are a little bit more under control. Controls under control, haha. You'll notice that the little arrow that flickered about on my previous videos is now gone, because that was a little mouse indicator to show where the mouse was and what it was doing. That's now gone because we are now in joystick mode. It's so much easier to play in joystick mode. So we shall load up for the moment Mercury, our first destination. Of course I go to Super Cruise when I'm not ready. We've got to retract our landing gear and get out of mass lock. Hopefully we'll just get Super Cruise happening, and we will be able to just fly by all of these places and check them all out along the way. Mercury is 3.52 light seconds away from us. If we were to keep going right now, it would take us a year to get there, but of course as soon as I'm out of mass lock range, I will be activating Super Cruise. I'm even going to update my speed. You'll see there I just flicked my engines onto full capacity, diverting power to my engines rather than systems and weapons. I'm not really concerned about my shields or my weapons right now. I just want to fly by and see what we can see. I've not had one single threat go after me in the Sol system. I did a bit of trading here before doing this video. It's been pretty quiet. I haven't had much threat, so hopefully along the way we won't have much. This hauler is not exactly a fighter ship, so hopefully we will not run into any problems. I shall now charge my Super Cruise engine.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And off we go to Mercury. There's our sun just over there to the left. Mercury, of course, being the first planet in the orbit of the Sun, or Sol, as the scientific term is, I guess. So all I'm doing is cruise bys, and then I'll move on to the next one. So first of all Mercury, then we'll go Venus. You know the rest, I'm sure. Anyone who doesn't, well, you better go check out a bit of science and find out a bit more about your solar system, because I think everyone should know a bit about the solar system that we live in. Taking a while for the speed to build up. Mercury, it says Federation metal-rich planet. And of course, primarily iron, from what I understand, is what Mercury is made of. Ironically, being that Mercury is a type of metal, yet it is actually made of iron. Okay, we're starting to approach a bit closer. I don't know if it'll actually show the planet. I know in Super Cruise mode, you don't generally see the space stations as you pass by. They're pretty small though, so I don't know whether it's going to show us the actual planet in Super Cruise. I'm hoping it will, so we can just cruise around and move on to the next. I've not yet checked out all these planets, so it's just going to be a bit of fun just to look at them all and see how they look. Yep, there's Mercury there, we can actually see it. So we're on the dark side, of course, so we can't see much but blackness. I'm going to swing by around and hopefully be able to get a bit of a look on the sun side and actually see what this planet looks like a little bit. Can't really see much above in this hauler. Doesn't have much of a canopy opening at the top, so I think we'll just stick to front view for now. And there is Mercury. You can see the side of it now. It looks a lot like a moon, really. Lots of crater marks and so forth. There we have it. Don't want to get too close, but that is their Mercury. Let's just have a look out the side so we can have a good look at that one. Fairly barren as you would expect. Mercury is a pretty lifeless planet. Although in this world I'm sure there's a lot of mining going on there these days. Metal rich and all. Everyone wants their metals. Let's move on to Venus. Let's find Venus. It's over this way. Let's hope we don't run into the planet along the way. There's Venus. Of course, we might be zigzagging back and forth. I don't know what. They're not exactly going to be lined up in their orbits around the sun. They're not going to be a big line. There's going to be all sorts of zigging, zagging back across the sun as we go from one to another. Venus should be a fairly yellow-looking planet, if I understand correctly. And we've got an interdiction. No, we don't. I'm going to escape this interdiction if I can. As you can see, there's an escape vector for the interdictions. If I can make that blue go up and the red go down, I will escape. Looking pretty good. Escape is successful. It says interdiction detected, but we actually escaped it. Moving right along. Hopefully they won't try and lock us down again. Again, being that I'm not in a fighter ship, I'm in no interest in trying to make any fights at this stage. I do not want to be hassled by anyone. I just want to check out our solar system. Seconds, 19 seconds. Start slowing down pretty soon. We'll slow down when we get to about the 10-second mark. Once you go below 5, you're pretty much guaranteed you're overshooting, like it looks like we're going to here. Slow it right up now. And there goes Venus. Let's see if we can hook around and get a better look at that one, shall we? go. I'll just swing over to the right here, so that gives us a bit of room to pass it right around. And there's Venus. It's not looking very yellow at this point. Not looking a lot different to Mercury, really. High metal content. Again, like, oh, it's got a yellow tinge to it. Now, I believe it's all the sulfur in the atmosphere that makes Venus look as yellow. So, there's our look at Venus. Not quite as pitted looking and so forth. There's a lot more cloud cover, all that sulfuric cloud that's making us not able to see the surface very well. So, there we have it. There is Venus. Our next stop, our favourite planet, Earth, where we all come from. Away we go. Depending on what time of day it is, as to what countries we will see. The first time I actually arrived here, I could see South America and North America pretty clearly. Couldn't see much else. Of course, those who could pick my accent would have recognised straight away. I'm from Australia, and I was rather disappointed not to be able to see my own country when I first arrived. With any luck, maybe when I get to check it out now, we'll get to see a bit more of the other side of the planet. I have a weird feeling it's going to take longer and longer as we get between each of the planets, as they're further and further apart, going around their orbits around the Sun. Getting quite close proximity of the Sun right now. Past, we'll just have a look at the Sun as we're cruising past. Bye bye Sol. I think we'll see it through that little cabin area there. No. Let's try not to overshoot this time. It's telling me already to slow down. Down to 6, I need to slow it right up now. Still under control, I think. Earth-like world. Funny that. Earth would be an Earth-like world. Maybe this is the one they should be marking as mostly harmless. Way too much there. Let's get the one again. Starting to see the ocean there. And that's looking like South America again from what I can tell. So it must have been about the same time of day as it is now when I checked it out last time, because it's not looking a lot different to the last time I visited. That's definitely South America. So I guess that's a little bit of Europe. We can see over to the right there, or so to our left, but on the right to the side of the globe. Going into night time there, so we're not going to get to see much else. That looks like there's Spain. Oh, we can see England. You can see England floating off, little island there. Great Britain. But we're not going to be able to see my country. Again, it's dark time in Australia. Which is, in its own way, kind of funny, because it's actually real time. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon while I'm doing this recording. So it would have been good if they'd have kept that in sync, but I guess the detail involved in matching that up would have been pretty astronomical. So I'll do a bit of a side view again, get a bit of a glimpse at the Earth as we fly over. Pretty nice detail there. Apparently they're going to be working on being able to land on planets. I don't know how that's coming along. There we go, seeing the side view of England there. We have dropped too close. So we have dropped out of Super Cruise. Time to get out of there and get back into frame shift. Let's head to the next planet, of course, the red planet. Lock and Super Cruise.
Ready to engage.
We use the escape vector to be able to get back into cruise mode. Don't aim at the planet that you're going for. Once in Super Cruise, we can then aim back for Mars. And away we go. Looks like I've got an incoming message from my colleague Goldgreen. I'm just sending a message back. Just letting him know I'm doing a bit of a recording right now. Close to Mars now. Don't overshoot. We want to try and keep these nice and neat if we can. So this should be red. Mars being a red planet and everyone knows that, so why isn't it red? Saying I'm going to impact. Oh, it's starting to see some red. Maybe we've colonized Mars at this point, and so now there's an active oxygen atmosphere around it. It's certainly looking like an atmosphere right now. Looks like there's oceans. Mars is also an Earth-like world. Well, it looks like we have finally colonized Mars in, I believe it's 3022. This is not the Mars that I'm familiar with. Well, what do you know? Just so you know, we will be colonizing Mars sometime in the future, and this is what it will look like. No longer a dead planet. The oceans from this view. Nice cap there. Don't want to drop too close this time, just want to drive by. There we go, there's Mars. Okay, what's after Mars? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter. Let's head to Jupiter. Biggest planet. It's going to be right on the other side of Mars, isn't it? We're going to have to fly through Mars to get there. There's our destination, Jupiter, that direction. Proximity alert again. I don't think that's going to drama us because we're just going to keep going straight in this direction. Something's flashing at me. It's gone away now. Don't know what was flashing. Don't care what was flashing. No, it's quite a distance now to get to Jupiter. 2019 light seconds. Not getting much speed up. Here we go. Now we're getting out of the gravitational pull of Mars. Starting to get a bit of speed going again. I'm hoping that we'll be able to see the big red dot and all of that stuff. Big red dot actually being the size of the Earth. Class 1 gas giant. I'm going to have to take note when I go to other places how much detail I put into the types of planets and so forth. Would not be able to land on a class 1 gas giant. Gravitational pull would be just way too intense. You would be turned into a tin can in a second. Crushed like a tin can for that matter. Slow down, I think I'm overshooting. I'm going to say a quick hello to Jupiter. You can start to see it now. I think that's the big red dot. Giant storm. We're slowing down enough that we've actually managed to pull it off. It looks like there's rings around Jupiter now. Not quite the planet that I'm used to seeing as being Jupiter, but here we have Jupiter. Our giant, gas giant planet. Big dominant bully of our solar system. Whoa. Okay. I've never done that before. This is where you end up in meteor areas. I've not actually entered a meteor area before. I don't know that I want to stay in the meteor area. I want to get out of here. Away we go. Next in line, Saturn. There's Saturn over there. Cooldown still in progress, so we cannot hypershift yet. Frame shift online. Let's try it now. That looks way intense.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Going away from those rings. So that's what happens when you fly through the rings of a planet. You end up confronting all those asteroids that are making up the rings. So if Jupiter now has rings, what is Saturn going to look like? Because that's the one known to have the rings in our solar system. So yet again another planet that looks completely different in like 1,000 years' time. I actually just noticed in that message that he was sort of semi-bragging at the fact that he's got himself a Cobra. I've been offline for a little bit just due to regular duties. He's been playing this game pretty much non-stop since I told him to get it. I didn't necessarily tell him to get it. He pretty much volunteered himself for the job. I just gave him the initial nudge. And why not? This game has been so awesome so far.